In this module, we will continue the previous example to understand that how we calculate the mean and the variance as well as the standard error of the sampling distribution of arithmetic mean. Using the same example where we have 5 individuals and their ages who are outpatient in the community mental health center. They got the population mean to be 10 and their population variance is 8 with their sampling distribution given as in this table. Our goal is to calculate its expected value, and we know that expected value of any estimate will be equals to the summation of the estimate multiplied by the chances of its occurrence, which is the probability of theta I. And in this case, in this distribution, the relative frequency will play the role of P of theta I, which could be written as P of x bar. As you see here, we have x bar in the first column, frequency in the second column, and the relative frequency is converted into P of x bar, which is the probability for the occurrence of the possible value of our estimate x bar. To calculate the expected value, one need to calculate a new column which is a product of the probability and the possible value of x bar. Hence, if you calculate these values and add them up, the value turn out to be 10. Hence, the expected value of our estimate x bar is 10. We can understand this value as that the mean of all possible samples is the same as the mean of the population, which is a very general concept. Similarly, we can calculate the variance. Variance of x bar, which can also be denoted by sigma square x bar cap, equals to the expected value of x bar square minus expected value of x bar its whole square, which is obtained as 4 in this situation. One might notice that the variance of the population was 8 and the variance of the sampling distribution of x bar turned out to be 4. But the mean for the sampling distribution of x bar and the mean for the population were the same in both the cases, that was 10. This leads to a very important point, that the variance of the sampling distribution is in fact equals to the variance of the population divided by the sample size. And in this situation, the variance of the population is 8. It's divided by the sample size when sample size for our all possible samples was 2. So 8 by 2 turned out to be 4. The square root of the variance of the sampling distribution is called the standard error of x bar, or simply one can call it as a standard error of estimate. There are a few important results that one need to know about. Is that sampling distribution of x bar, if the sample is drawn from the normal population, will always be normal. Moreover, the mean of the sampling distribution of x bar will be equals to the mean of the population, and the variance of the sampling distribution of x bar will be equal to the variance of the population divided by the sample size. But when the sampling is done from a non-normally distributed population, in that case, there is a very important mathematical theorem that is known as the central limit theorem. Gives us a very important results. When central limit theorem says that given a population of any non-normal functional form with a mean mu and a finite variance sigma square, the sampling distribution of x bar computed from the sample of size n from this population will have mean mu and variance sigma square over n, and will be approximately normally distribution when the sample size is large. And hence, the mathematical formulation of the central limit theorem is x bar minus mu divided by sigma over under root n, where sigma over under root n is the standard error of x bar, which approaches to the normal with mean 0 and variance 1 as n grows to infinity. But when we are doing sampling without replacement from the finite population, the sampling distribution of x bar will have mean mu but its variance will be sigma x bar square, that is equal to sigma square over n, multiplied by n minus n over n minus 1. But if the sample size is large, the central limit theorem applies here too, and the sampling distribution of x bar will be approximately normally distributed. Here, this expression n minus n over n minus 1 is called the finite population correction. In summary, sampling is if the sampling is from the normally distributed population with a known population variance, mu x bar equals to mu, sigma x bar equals to sigma over under root n, and the sampling distribution of x bar is normal. But if it's from non-normally distributed population, then mu x bar equals to mu, sigma x bar equals sigma over under root n when the population is pretty large and sample is very small. And we always use as a rule of thumb this numerical expression that small n divided by capital N should be less than 0.05. But if the sample is sufficiently large, or the fraction n over n is greater than 0.05, then the standard error for the sampling distribution of x bar will be equal to sigma over under root n with this population correction. The sampling distribution of x bar is approximately normal in this situation. Finite population correction is this factor which can be ignored when sample size is small in comparison with the population. When the population is much larger, the difference between the two standard errors will be negligible. Thank you.